よっしょ。ナモアミダ仏。
ナモアミダ仏。
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 ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー。
Hello, and welcome to the Tri-State Denver Buddhist Temple's January Shotsuki service. We're very glad that you came to join us today to hear the teachings of Amida Buddha in the Buddha Dharma as given to us through Shinran Shonin. Very, very happy to see you. Today, our service order will be Juseige. Juseige can be found on page 57 in the Blue Denver Service Book. And if you don't have a copy of the Blue Denver Service Book readily available, look in the description below, and you'll find a hyperlink to a PDF copy. Next, we'll have a reading of The Three Treasures. The Three Treasures can be found on page 106 of the Blue Denver Service Book. We'll then have a reading of the January Shotsuki names, and then a very happy birthday to all of our January birthdays. And finally, we'll have a Dharma talk by Reverend Noritaka Amada. Please, thank you very much for joining us, and may you have a great and wonderful week. Thank you very much.
Gagon chose ga ishi mujo no shigan fumanzo seifu josho ga Gao muryoko Fui dai seishu Usai shobingu Seifu josho ga Gashi jobun no 妙正長寺法空教未証門政府上昇学利欲人少年上映主本業しぐむ浄土一生天人し人力現代公不生無才道少女三苦名交際集約難回避知恵言滅死根門乱閉塞小悪道通達全宗門高僧上満足異様老寺法一月修十期天候不言一種解放像公正苦毒法上大修十説法四四苦 供養一切部、具足修徳法、元年心上満、徳意三概要、女仏無下知、津達未不詳、願学営利、投資最小尊、志願若国家、大仙の感動、国書天に、とうち妙慶。なまんなぶ、なまんなぶ、なまんなぶ、なまんなぶ、なまんなぶ、なまんなぶ。願にしくどく、平等性祭、道本菩提心、往生安楽。ナモ阿弥陀仏。
ナモ阿弥陀仏。
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 ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー、ナマンダー。Please join me in Gasho for a reading of The Three Treasures, which can be found on page 106 in the Blue Denver Service Book. The Three Treasures. Hard is to be born into human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of the way to enlightenment and become aware of his supreme teaching. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of his doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in the light of harmony in the spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namo Amida Buddha. Namanda Buddha, Namanda Buddha, Namanda Buddha, Namanda Buddha, Namanda Buddha.
Today, we are remembering January Shotsuki families. Please join me in Gassho as I lead the Shotsuki names. And if you have family on the list, please feel free to oshoko at your home obutsudan. Mitsuyo Sogi, Yukio Sogi, Steve Koga, Katsu Nishi, Shime Koshio, Fairy Kuritani, Susan Kiyoko Tawara, Hatsumi Umemoto, Setsu Yanari, Tamie Mary Ozaki, Dave and Priscilla Franey, V. Kagiyama, Richard Miyoshi, Takeshi Otake, Tomezo Nobuta, Shiichi Fukuhara, Ayako Fukuhara, Ichimi Tsushima, Mary Miyazawa, Sueno Yoshimura, Scott Lee Kim, Chizuko Domoto, Terry Domoto, Fumio Arakawa. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Buddha, 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 Namo Amida Buddha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha. Hi everyone, welcome to TSDBT YouTube service. How are you doing? So there are some snowy days in Colorado. The Rocky Mountain was covered with heavy snow, and it looks like the picture, and it was beautiful. And also, the front of my house was covered by snow. By the next day, it had already melted into water. So it reminded me of Shinran Shonin's Wasan. So I like to share it. Please join me in Gassho. Obstructions of karmic evil turn into virtues. It is like the relation of ice and water. The more the ice, the more the water. The more the obstructions, the more the virtues. Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Buddha. So this wasan is written in the hymns of the Pure Land Masters, or Koso Wasan. And obstructions means something that prevent me from reaching enlightenment, like greed, anger, or stupidity. And this wasan doesn't say that obstructions will disappear, but it says it turns into virtue, just like melting ice into water. So I try to think about why did he compare ice and water. I can say ice has a shape, but water has no shape. And human has shape, but Buddha has no shape. And water soaks into the earth smoothly, but ice doesn't. And Buddha's compassion soaks into a human's heart like water, but human's mind does not. The human's mind is hard and difficult to move, like ice. So humans are difficult to blend with each other. But the light of Amida Buddha has the power to melt the ice because it's warm. And it's like a snow melts into water by warm light of the sun. And also, the water can be hot water sometimes. But even water became hot water, it is still water. So what happens if you mix hot water and cold water? Maybe cold water gets warm and also hot water gets cold. The water is easy to get warm, but easy to get cold. So we need to warm up again and again by the lights of Amida Buddha, which is called unhindered lights, because the melted water is originally ice. So it also has the potential to freeze again at any time. So here's a conversation written in Tannisho. This is a conversation between Shinran Shonin and his disciple Yuyan. I will share it. Shinran Shonin asked his disciple Yuyan, "Would you accept anything I say?" And Yuyan replied, "Of course I will." And Shinran Shonin repeated, "Are you sure that you won't disobey me?" And Yuyan agreed again. So Shinran Shonin continued, "Okay, then please kill 1,000 people. Please kill 1,000 people." And Yuyan was lost for words. Shinran Shonin continued, "Of course you cannot do that, because you don't have any karma to kill 1,000 people right now. But if you have a karma, you will kill many people, even if you don't want to kill any people." So he said, human beings will do anything under the karma. This is a conversation. So while touching Dharma, it feels like the ice has melted, but the core of my heart, my ice, never melts completely. No matter how much my ice melts, there is still ice in the center of my heart that never melts. And it's freeze again easily. So now I'm touching the Dharma at the temple, so it's getting warm. It's like, oh, I didn't know that I have an ice in my heart. It's good to know that I feel my ice warmed by the lights of Amida Buddha. I feel like that. But please imagine when I finish this service and clean up this room and drive back to my home, if I got stuck in the traffic and another car cut in front of me dangerously, and I would say, "Hey, what are you doing?" This is anger. This is obstruction. And that means my ice is getting bigger this time. So, but if I have a mind to understand the other's mind, I can say, "Oh, you're in a hurry. Please go ahead." But I cannot say that because I don't want to die yet, or I don't want to break my car. So if our car hits, maybe I will yell loudly, "Hey, it's your fault." It may be come before the words, "Sorry, are you okay?" or "Do you have any injuries?" So my heart is like ice, not water. And if one of us has a flexible mind like water, it doesn't crush each other. Because water should rub the ice. But each human has a different selfish mind. So even if some of my ice turned into water, it is easy to freeze it. And it represents even the shape changes. The essence is still the same. So this is the reason why I recite Nembutsu in my daily life. To recite Namo Amida Butsu means I entrust to Amida Buddha. And Amida Buddha means immeasurable life and immeasurable lights. Shinran Shonin called the lights as unhindered light. No matter how many obstructions I have, the light reaches and it has the power to melt the ice. These days, in such a situation, we cannot meet many people, and it may be difficult to feel the warmth of the Buddha or human. So it is very easy to get our ice bigger. So if you find someone around you with too much ice, you can please warm them up with your warm water melted by touching Amida Buddha's teaching, Amida Buddha's light. And also, whenever your heart starts to get cold again, you can join this YouTube service anytime. Okay, thank you very much for attending TSDBT's online service. I'd like to close the Dharma talk with the passage of Shinran Shonin. Please join me in Gassho. Obstructions of karmic evil turn into virtues. It is like the relation of the ice and water. The more the ice, the more the water. The more the obstructions, the more the virtue. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo Amida Butsu.